Welcome back to the IPF World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. We're here in Vilnius, Lithuania. My name's Joe Whiteley and it's my pleasure to be joined by Gary Williams today. We've had 3 days of equipped lifting and we are just starting the Classic competition today. We saw some high drama yesterday, Gary.
It was an exceptionally exciting afternoon yesterday. We had, I think, 5 record attempts in one class in a row. Absolutely fantastic. But we move into the Classic today, and it is really a completely different sport.
Very different. I would say that equipped benching is the most strategic and exciting aspect of powerlifting as a whole. It's not just about strength, it's about your skill and mastery of the equipment as well.
Yeah, there's so many years of learning that technique and perfecting that technique with the equipment. And, you know, from a Classic perspective, it's a little less strategic.
Yeah.
But it's so much more
about raw strength.
And look, as we saw in the equipped lifting, you can miss your first 2 lifts and then come along
and put 10 kilos on it and go straight to first place.
In the Classic lifting, it's not quite so forgiving.
No, it isn't. But we're going to kick off today with, we have the Masters 3 and Masters 4, 59, 66 and 74 kilo classes. We're going to run this as a single group. So that's 6 different categories to keep track of. If you want to follow the score sheet live, you can do so at goodlift.info. And that's really helpful to follow the competition as we work through. So we're going to kick off now with Perenlai Shagdar from Mongolia. He lifted equipped only a few days ago. And as an M4 lifter, that is really hard on the system.
Look, it's hard on the system, I think, for anyone. But even harder as you start to get a little bit older. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Perenlai Shagdar has just moved up to the M4s this year. He's 70 years old. And he has 50 kilos on the bar. Nice and easy there.
Yeah, look, as we talked about the difference in sport, you can see there, you know, the different line of the bar, the different bar path, the different approach to the power off the chest, and it's actually really a hard transition to make, to have been lifting equipped a couple of days ago and now out here lifting Classic.
It absolutely is. It's such a different line. I find as soon as I put a shirt on, my raw bench line just goes south straight away.
So to maintain those is a tough job.
This is Alexander Moiseev from Belarus. Quite a few lifters from Belarus this week.
Yeah, we've got I think about 5 or 6 lifters here this week, and Alexander has been lifting for quite some time. I think he did quite well in 2017 in the World Championships that were held in Belarus.
He's in the M3-59s and he has 65 kilos on the bar. Nice and easy. That's how you want your opener to be.
That's a great opening lift. So he'll be very happy with that.
Put it down to the chest, keeps his position. You have to keep your head and your shoulders and your butt planted on the bench and your feet flat on the floor. Seppo Flink next, another lifter who lifted equipped a few days ago. He's in the M3-66s and he won his class in the equipped competition.
Yeah, he's got quite the history.
What can he do today?
Again, you know, having to make that transition from wearing a shirt only a couple of days ago.
And that's hard, and that leaves the bruises and the, you know, it really takes a toll on the system because it's a big overload.
It's quite a narrow grip.
That's 77.5 kilos on the bar.
And it looks good for an opener. It is. It's certainly nice to see some green on the board today.
We did see some people struggle, and I think that's due to we haven't had many competitions up until recently, and I think getting used to competing and the competition equipment again has proved difficult for some people. Anastasiev's Leonids now. Leonids Anastasiev's. He is from Latvia and he is an M4-66. You see on the graphic there at the top left, it tells you what class and category everyone's in. Called for 80 kilos for his opener.
80 years of age and still lifting. And that looks good.
Yeah, very accomplished there. 80 years old. We don't actually have an M5 category for him to compete in.
We might have to make one. We might have to make one soon. I think
we will. People are getting to that age now and still being competitive. Batadin Shagdarasuren from Mongolia, another lifter who competed equipped only the other day.
And Mongolia, of course, with an absolutely massive team here this year.
They have. He's the equipped bench world champion right now. Looking to do the double.
Very fast.
Yeah,
nice
PB's 110. That was 80, so he's got plenty of room to move up there.
And that was probably a really good choice. He probably could have had a little bit more in him for an opener if he wanted, but having the week he's had so far, there's already a lot of stress on the body.
He
take it down a notch.
132.5 in a shirt. That's going to take it out of you.
Yeah, so take it down a notch. It's a really smart thing to do. Make sure you get that opening lift on the board. It's so important. It's so important in all the categories, but in classic, it's that extra little bit more important. There's no second chances. Here's
Marian Pivovarczyk. We saw him in Romania at the World Masters. He took the silver medal at that competition, and he lifted in Czechia as well, both raw and equipped. Silver medalist in both classes. So
he's had a very busy schedule.
He has. He's chosen not to put a shirt on for his opening lift of 85. I wonder if he'll put a shirt on for his next one. He benched 105 in Romania. Markku Kemppainen next from Finland. 72 years old. He's in the 66 kilo class. Looking to move ahead of the Latvian with 90 kilos.
And a great show up of all the nations here. I mean, knowing how hard it is to get to competitions at the moment, there's so many travel restrictions, but still, powerlifting is just such an important part of their lives. Yeah. Everyone is making that and getting here. All the countries showing up with very big, strong teams.
And it's shown in the sport in the crowd as well. There's nothing like having your teammates shouting for you.
Absolutely.
That was a great lift for an opener.
Yeah, got a really nice line on that.
We have Roland Olander from Sweden coming out next, also in the 66s. He's an M3. Looking for 95.
And Sweden, another country with quite a large team here this week. You should expect so, being the home of Aliko.
Sweden had a great time in Halmstad. They fielded the biggest team. They won a lot of the team awards.
And they're putting a lot of time and effort, not just financially, but time and effort into powerlifting as well.
So that was a great lift for Olander, putting him at the top of the M3-66s. And we have Juhani Räsäläinen coming out next from Finland. M4 74s. First lifter we've seen in that class.
He's only been lifting for 4 years, so got into the competition stream quite late.
It's late 60s.
But we're seeing so much more of that now.
He has asked for 112.5 kilos to open his account.
That is a pretty solid opening lift, but well within reach for him.
Finland, a great nation of benchers. Slow and steady.
Yeah, it was probably a little bit harder than he wanted it to be, but sometimes that opening lift is just about brushing off some first lift nerves as well. Gets his chest up nice and high.
John Turani, Denmark. I think he lifted in Halmstad. Or was it Romania? You know, I've seen him recently.
74 kilo class here, I think, is going to be pretty tight.
Sweden. He won the M4 74s in Sweden at the World Classic. Big deadlift, if I remember rightly.
Well, he's got a pretty good bench on him too, so the 74s are going to go neck and neck all the way.
And that's what we want to see. Joachim Greipner next from Germany. 63 years old, that makes him an M3, and he's in the 74 kilo class. He's looking for 120.
I think it should be well within reach. He looks very calm and confident.
And rightly so.
Very easily done.
He's the former European champion, but he's still looking for his first world title. He was second in Japan.
Interesting, got one red light there. I just wonder if we can see anything from the head referee.
I didn't spot it, but I think the red light was from the opposite side than we were looking for. Detlef Heinrich, Germany. 2 Germans in this class. You can have 2 of the same country in one class. Your team is made up of 8 lifters, and there are 8 weight classes, so normally you get 1 per weight class, but you are allowed 2 lifters per team in each weight class, but you do have to drop out from another weight class. 130 on the bar. Oh, I hope he hasn't hurt himself.
Something just didn't go right there. It looks like he's pinched his shoulder a little bit. You might be able to see in the replay. Doesn't look like he's holding it as he's coming off, which is a good sign. He's
just having a bit of a chat with his coach. They are putting another attempt in, so he's not scratching, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, look, he might have just got his elbow angle and bar path a little bit wrong, and sometimes that can really put a twinge on the rotator cuff.
So probably a good idea just to ditch it and not try and push
and you can
through.
see, you know, his age and experience there, maturity, because I'm not going to try and force my way through this.
Yeah. So we're through to the second round of bench now. And here comes Perenlai Shagdar for his second attempt. He's gone up 10 kilos. This is 60 kilos. His opening was super easy though.
Yeah, look, you would often look at that and think that's, you know, a rather hefty jump, 10 kilos, but you're right, his opening lift was very smooth. He picked his opening lift very well, having already lifted this week.
So we're above body weight now for a man who's 70 years old. And that's still looking quite easy.
Yeah, look, he really still didn't ever look in doubt there. It was a touch slower than his opener, but really only a touch. And, you know, he's playing the smart card, taking his time, not going to put too much on it all at once. I've been lifting already. The body's, you know, already been through a lot of stress. I want to get every number on the board and get everything I can out of it.
Alexander Moiseev next from Belarus. He's in the M3-59s. Way above body weight, weighed in at 57.55 today.
And he was actually the first lifter I met the first time I ever went to Belarus.
Yeah. Been in the game a long time.
He certainly has been.
And that was a tough press. I mean, it looked like a really solid descent. He kept it tight.
Yeah, but he had to work for it.
He did.
Wonder if he... Yeah, his elbows are quite flared out there. Yeah, and you can see it gets back on him. He brought it back around, though.
And that's the experience. Seppo Flink next. From Finland, he opened at 77.5. He's gone up to 82.5. This won't move him up for the moment.
This is the big difference in classic lifting as opposed to equipped lifting. In classic lifting, you really just want to put everything on the board that you can, chipping away, adding the kilos, and just see where it takes you. Leave it to the end to, you know, see if an opportunity presents itself. He's having to work hard for this.
Narrow, very tricep dominant. And he got it on the board.
A big smile on his face. He knew that was tougher than it should have been.
Kept his butt down.
He
kept
is
his
very
position
tricep
well.
dominated though, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Leonid Anastasiev's from Latvia out next for 85. He's gone up 5 kilos.
I've been seeing more and more lifters from Latvia over the years. They have some very strong lifters.
Huge admiration for a man of this age lifting without wrist wraps. I wouldn't do a bench press of 85 without wrist wraps. Strong.
Very strong lift. 51 years competing.
That's insane.
How old's the IPF?
Oh, 50 years next year.
There you go. He's been competing longer than the IPF. That is absolutely fantastic though, and
Yeah.
truly amazing.
Marian Piwowarczyk, Poland. He's in the 66s, M3. Opened at 85, gone up to 90. Did 97.5 in Czechia at the European Masters. So that was comfortable for him.
Yeah, that looked pretty comfortable. He keeps a good straight body there, and there's really not much movement in it at all as he drives. So everything's going to the bar.
Markku Kemppainen, Finland. He is leading the way in the M4 66s. Gone up to 95 for his second. Oh, a lot of effort there.
Yeah, he's starting to get to the numbers now that are going to require that extra effort. His opener was very nice, but now he's pushing that a little bit now.
I wouldn't expect him to go up more than 2.5 from there.
Yeah, I think 2.5 would probably be it.
Roland Olander from Sweden. He's also gone up 5 kilos. He's leading the 66 kilo class in the M3s. But you know, he's under a little bit of pressure from Piwowarczyk, who is a lighter lifter.
Yeah, he's certainly not going to have it all his own way.
So he needs to get this on the board. And I think he has.
Yeah, that should be a good lift. Yeah, and there's another real difference with equipped and classic. And equipped, you know, you can watch what the other guy's doing, maybe throw in an extra few kilos to try and take the gold with some adjustments to the shirt.
Yeah.
And think. You don't have that opportunity here. You can lift what you can lift.
Yep. We've also seen people change their shirt for a third attempt, and that wouldn't help you much changing your t-shirt in classic.
I don't imagine so. Well, you know, red shirts are faster.
Batadine Shagdasuren from Mongolia. He's gone up a massive... Oh, he didn't have a shirt on first time, did he? He came out. Oh, he's not got a shirt on this time. That's a big increase then. Strong lift though. Yeah, so it's unusual to see someone take 25 kilo lift in a
decent
shirt.
jump.
Yeah. in the t-shirt. So he must have just really wanted to get a really, really easy one, save the energy, and then go for it on his second.
Yeah, well, I guess putting that first one on the board really, secures the fact that you're in the game.
It is a big jump, though. Juhani Rassalainen next from Finland. This is 117.5. Gone up 5 kilos. The two lifters in the M4 74s are matching each other lift for lift right now. So Rassalainen has come out for 117.5. Oh, and it's a struggle.
Having to work hard for that.
It's not going, is it?
He's not going to get there.
No. He's really under pressure from the lifter from Denmark.
Put himself behind the 8 ball here. And it's not an opportunity like in equipped lifting where you can twist the sleeves around a little bit, pull the shirt down, get a little bit more of the shirt. If you can't lift it, you just can't lift it.
John Tarani next.
So he is in a great position now. If you can put this lift on the board, he puts himself right in the money for the gold medal in the World Championships.
Now he benched 120 in Helsingborg recently. And he did 120 at Danish Nationals as well.
Yeah, so 117.5 is certainly not new territory for him.
Within his wheelhouse.
Oh, he's having to work as well. I don't think it's going to go.
No, it isn't. Now,
it's
I
just
have to
stuck
say,
there.
He competed at the European Masters in Czechia in July. He competed at the Danish Nationals in September. 2 weeks later, he went to Halmstad, and we're only a couple of weeks down the road from that.
An enormous stress on the body, that many competitions so rapidly.
That just would not go. So we are still neck and neck in the 74s. Joachim Graupner next from Germany. He's gone up a full 10 kilos. He's looking to maintain his lead. His teammate hasn't got one on the board yet.
That's still a pretty decent jump, 120 to 130.
Nearly up to double body weight in this class.
Yeah, that's a nice looking lift. That should be a good lift, it is. And you could see on the way down, he was just well in control all the way.
Kept his chest up nicely.
Yeah, gets good explosion off the chest.
Well, here comes his teammate, Detlef Heinrich. He didn't make his opener. He was the only lifter in this class in this group not to make his opener. He's going to come out for another attempt at it. Now, it looked like he'd hurt his shoulder a little bit, but they did put another attempt in. However, I can't see him waiting to come out.
I think he's put the other attempt in out of respect for the other athletes.
It's considered a politeness to give the other athletes the time to recover.
Well, that's right. When you scratch your lift, it takes a whole minute off the round. And, with most of these guys having already lifted in equipped, that extra minute means a lot.
That's unfortunate, though. He looked like the favourite in the class, and looks like he has tweaked his shoulder a bit on his opener.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see. You never know. He might come out for a third.
Maybe take the extra rest.
Yeah, it's quite possible. But, it really did look like he was grabbing at shoulder, suggesting rotator cuff. And it is that. He is wise enough to know, let's call it a day and let this get better. Because
live to bench
cuffs,
another day. So that was a no lift for him, and we go into the third round of bench. Paranlai Shagdar is coming out for 70. He opened at 50, went up to 60. Still looked relatively comfortable, so he's taken another 10 kilos for 70, which matches his current PB.
So he'll take home the gold medal. He is the 59 kilo M4 Classic World Champion.
And he has done the double. He won the equip too.
Not bad in a couple of days. 2 world championships in a few days.
I mean, it is hard having both classic and equip together, but for lifters that can only come away once, it does give them the opportunity to do both.
That's right.
Careful descent.
And just a little bit too much for him.
Not quite.
But a big effort and a double world championship in a few days.
That's been quite a good trip for him. And that was just a little bit too heavy. It does take it out of you.
He was starting to put everything into the whole body starts to move.
I mean, you can imagine even if he'd done a max raw bench effort 3 days ago, it would have affected his performance today.
Very
but
much.
He did an equipped max effort. So this is Alexander Moiseev. He's asked for another 2.5 kilos, and I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the top of his game there at the moment. So he will take the gold medal back to Belarus. Being coached by none other than Olga Ignatenko. Yeah, you can see those elbows really flare out, making it hard for him, but he's not going to quit on it.
Look at the determination.
Oh, and I think he gets it there.
To get that to the top.
He has the gold medal already, and he does. He gets it on the board.
What
he's
a great
super
fight.
happy with that.
Yeah.
He put in everything.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Seppo Flink. He's coming out for 85. He's only gone up 2.5, and I think his second was tough.
Yeah, look at the 2.5. I think that was pretty much all that needed to be there. He wasn't really in a position to challenge for the silver or the gold, so there's no point doing anything crazy.
Won his class in the equipped competition, and he's going to go away with the bronze medal in the classic.
Oh, and he's going to have to work, but not quite there.
The thing is, he flared his elbows out quite a lot, and for a narrow grip,
yeah,
I don't think that's quite
all of
where
a sudden
you
he's
want to go.
taking it off the triceps.
So he goes down in how you'd expect him to do with the
see
narrow.
that's a
and
good pick up there. He's flared right out there. There's no tricep work happening.
Leonids Anastasiev's Latvia. This won't move him up. He's got the silver medal.
Yeah, look, again, I think he's put the 90 kilos in there. 5 kilos, a pretty decent jump into the third. But he's looked at the numbers and thought, well, I'm probably not going to really challenge for the gold, so let's just get a number on the board that I want.
And like you said before, there's no point injuring yourself trying to attempt a weight that you're not going to get. It's a lot easier to predict on classic bench what's your limit is, and I think that was right on the limit.
Right on the line. He's a bit shaken apart, and unfortunately he gets 2 red lights.
So let's see if we can see what that was
he
for.
gestures to the referee, and the referee says, no, you lifted your butt up. He lifted it right up.
The butt light takes no prisoners. That's a shame, because that was quite a well-judged attempt right on the limit of his strength. Marian Pivovarczyk next. He won't move up with this. He has the silver medal. 95 kilos on the bar. I think that's a well-judged third attempt.
They really picked that number well.
Yeah.
95 was definitely the right choice. It was right on the borderline. He's kept his body very, very solid.
We are getting through this session so quickly. The spotting and loading team, they've almost got the bar loaded before the lifters off the bench.
They have been outstanding this week, and they're such a big job.
And this is Markku Kemppainen for 97.5. He is already the M4 66 kilo world champion.
So he has the gold medal and the world championships in his back pocket.
That's a fight. Wow, what a battle.
He gets it to the top, and he gets 3 white lights.
He gets the lift. 3 for 3 and the gold medal.
He certainly had to work there. He keeps his elbows in, which is really hard to do when the pressure comes on like that. It's sort of an automatic response to let the elbows come out when you really want to keep them in a bit.
And you start looking for more leg drive, which lifts the butt off the bench, which obviously is a fail. Shakhtar Surin, he isn't guaranteed the silver medal, but because the German lifter hasn't put one in yet, we're not sure whether he's going to come out for a third. But this will give him the silver medal for the moment, 110.
Oh, very nice lift. That was very well done. 3 white lights. And look in the replay, you can see elbows just tucked in a little bit and trying to keep them in, and he does.
Roland Olander. He is our new M3 66 kilo world champion. He's gone up a massive 12.5 kilos. This must have some significance.
Got to have.
I think he's defended well against Pivovarchik. Pivovarchik can't challenge him now, so he's putting whatever he wants on the bar. So possibly for a national record.
And
that was
just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
That 12.5 kilo jump was huge.
But he walks away our new world champion.
The world championship. World champion. He could do whatever he wanted. You can see the elbows pushed out as soon as it got hard.
So we have the fight in the 74 kilo class now. Juhani Räsäläinen, he has the higher... Are they coming out for the same weight?
Yes, they are. They're coming out for the same weight.
He has the lower lot number. He has a lot number of 9, so he comes out before Tirani. And he also has the higher body weight. So Tirani has the advantage that he can just watch whatever Räsäläinen does and then come out after him and match him.
So they both opened at 112.5. They both missed 117.5. And now it has come down to this last lift, and it's going to come down to body weight as well.
It's not going.
It was better, but it just didn't want to come past that sticking point there.
So that really takes the pressure off now. Räsäläinen walks away with the silver, and Tirani is coming out knowing that he is the 74 kilo M4 world champion. To go with his classic powerlifting world championship from only 3 weeks ago.
Not bad at all. There's a massive ask on the body, though, isn't it? You know, a powerlifting championships 3 weeks ago, then here for the bench press.
And he did his Danish nationals in the meantime.
Yeah, and you've got the physical, you've got the travel. Oh, that looks a lot better than last.
Going.
I think he's got it there. He has. He gets the 3 white lights. He did. He wanted to finish with the gold medal with a lift.
And he finished strong. Okay, I think Detlef Heinrich is actually coming out.
Yep, he certainly is.
Yeah,
you see him there
fantastic.
At the screen.
So this is great. He's given himself he didn't come out for his second, gave himself some recovery time.
So this could actually shoot him into the gold medal position.
Yeah. So let's hope that shoulder holds up. He is holding it a little bit lower than the other one. But that might be a historic imbalance. Let's hope he can hold it together.
He's got arms like tree trunks.
Yes.
Sure, the bar is pretty much being willed to lift.
Oh, he's already over to the side, isn't he?
Yeah. That's
that was a brave effort, but
yeah, look, I think he calculated out. I think I might be able to, and I'm going to give it an effort. It is a World Championships, but he knew right there, and he just let it go. He knew the safeties were there, he knew the spotters were there.
And who wouldn't have a crack? He's come all this way, and the world title was on the line.
Yeah, he's gone out the back, he's had the extra wrist, it's felt a little bit better.
And here is our M3 74 kilo world champion. He is no longer under threat. He cannot be beaten. Coming out for his final lift, 132.5. Oh, and that's just ground to a halt.
Yeah, just popped off his chest really well and then just stopped.
Still,
But
he comes away with a gold medal.
He's the world champion,
Yeah.
so he can do that. Yeah, he got
So-
really good pop off the chest there, but just came to a grinding halt.
So that was a nice session to start off the classic competition. We will have the medal ceremony coming up soon, and then we will be back at 2 p.m. with the women's masters 47 to 63 kilo class. Join us then.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony will be held by President of the International Powerlifting Federation, Gaston Parache. Okay, in the Masters 4 in 59 weight class with result 16 kilograms to Shagdar Perneli from Mongolia. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Mongolia.
Everybody up, please.
In Masters 4 in a 66 weight class, second place to Anastasi Klenidis from Latvia with result 85 kilos. And first place with result 97.5 kilograms to Ipainen Markoko from Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Finland. Master 3, 66 weight class, third place with the result 82.5 kilos to Prince Seppa from Finland. Second place with the result 95 kilos to Pivovarchuk Marian from Poland. And the winner is Alander Roland from Sweden with the result 100 kilos. Please stand up for the national anthem of Sweden. In the 74 weight class in Masters 3, second place with the result 110 kilos to Shaktarsuren Bagarden from Mongolia. And first place with the result 130 kilos to Grobner Joachim from Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Germany.
Slowly.